This conference will now be recorded.
So in today's session, we are going to have a quick overview of what this tool is all about and how is it going to make a difference and who all can actually join this training session and how is it going to help you if you learn this. And I'm really happy that there are a lot of people who are excited and interested in learning this new automation tool. So the tool is Playwright, and we are going to bind this with Typescript programming language. And before we get into more details of what it is and other details, first of all, I would want to introduce myself. So my name is Raghav, and I'm going to be the trainer for this Playwright with Typescript training session. And here is what my introduction is all about. I have an overall experience of 16 years and have started my career in 2008, and I've started as a tester and slowly grown up as a test manager, and I've been a delivery manager, and I for the past 8 years I have experience in delivering automation projects as well. And I've worked in banking, insurance, ERP domain, and there are small other domains like logistics and few more things. So I've extensively worked with in all these domains, and I've implemented automation in multiple projects using QTP. Many of you might have heard QTP. This was when long back. Now it is called UFT. And I've worked on Selenium with Java. I've implemented Catalan. We have used Prover especially for Salesforce, and the new entrant Playwright. And the complexity I have implemented as a delivery manager and a test architect is implementing around 3,000 automation regression suite for one of the social insurance project and few of the banking projects. So this is the complexity level I have implemented. So rest assured, you don't have to be worried about my credentials. And the clients I have worked with. I have worked with Citibank, I have worked with DPS, I have worked with HDFC, and a lot of Middle East banks, and I've worked in different regions, US, UK, Australia, Singapore, and many other APAC countries. So across the globe, I have worked in multiple regions and also on multiple technologies, but confined to testing. And how is my teaching experience? I've been a corporate trainer within the organization to all the new entrants or whoever is interested in learning automation. I've trained them for many years, and the external trainings I've given is for the past 7 years I've been in this training industry. And most important thing, currently I'm actively hiring for someone who's experienced in Playwright along with Salesforce manual testing. And if it is Salesforce with Playwright, it is even beautiful. That is what I'm currently hiring. So that's what is all about myself. Before we just jump onto the other things, I just want to understand if there is anyone who's already experienced in automation. You can just voice out or ping in the chat. Anything is fine.
I have.
Me too. Oh, Levina. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And which tool, if I may ask?
Currently, I am using a Playwright with Typescript. We just started.
Wonderful. Great. Alex, you have automation experience. Wonderful. And may I know which tool you're using for test automation? Wonderful. Raj is having 6+ years of experience into Selenium. Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. So there are a few people who are experienced. Wonderful. Glad to hear that. Okay, let's move on to the next point. All right, let's look at what Playwright is all about and why is it going to be important. So just like any other test automation tool, the basics of the tool are always the same, but there is some factor which actually impacts whether the tool will be a success or it is going to go flat down the line. Now, Playwright has good capabilities. One is the cross-browser testing. As we all know, that is the major need of any UI automation. It is fast and reliable. Unlike a lot of open source tools, it has auto waits, built-in retries. These two are some capabilities which are there with a lot of licensed tools with huge subscription cost. But Playwright actually gives it free. And what are the major features it has? You have API testing that is possible. You can do tracing while debugging, and you can capture screenshots. You can do parallel execution. You can also have a screen recording, and these are all coming by default. You don't have to do a lot of settings in it. It eases a lot of setup effort. That's the advantage of Playwright. And many of you might say, why TypeScript? Why not Python? Why not Java? Why not .NET? Whichever they have experience on. So Playwright supports JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java, and .NET. But the most recommended ones are JavaScript and TypeScript. This is what Playwright recommends. And you can also run headless and headful testing. And it is very stable with a lot of modern web applications which are built on React, Angular, Vue.js, and any of that. And the very good feature which Playwright has is the record and play with Playwright Code Gen. This is going to be a very important feature which can increase the productivity of any automation tester who is going to use Playwright. If you have gone through any of the licensed tools, majority of them have the record and play tool, which is coming in Playwright also. So yeah, so this is one good advantage you're going to see. Right, let's move on to the next slide. So now the question you might have is, Playwright is good, what is in it for you? This is what's there in learning Playwright. The demand for Playwright is increasing. Do you guys, anyone know when Playwright has started? When did this first hit the market? Does anyone have
2021,
any?
I guess.
Yeah, you're right. So it's not more than 4 years it's in the market. But still, there are a lot of companies who have started using Playwright, who have started migrating from Selenium. I personally have 2 customers who are migrating from UFT to Playwright, and one is from Selenium to Playwright. And there are a lot of companies who are implementing Playwright as a fresh implementation, and that is actually creating a lot of opportunities. Forget about how the market demand is at the moment, but there should be some reason why it is gaining demand, and how is it going to help you. If you are able to master Playwright, you can become a SDET to start with, switching from a manual test. And I'm sure a lot of Indians who are in the market knows how their remuneration will grow if they switch from manual to automation. And the moment you are deep into the technology, you can become an automation architect, and then lot of DevOps integration roles, lot of things can happen. So that is how you can gain a great advantage by learning this. So what is another advantage? If you start learning one automation tool with good programming, you can learn other automation tools very easily. So the moment you are hands-on with any programming language, you will understand the skeleton of any other programming language. It's just the syntax and few specific properties of that programming language which you need to additionally learn. So that is the advantage you are going to get. Now coming to, we have covered what is the strength of Playwright, what are the features it has, and what is the advantage if you learn Playwright. Now, how are we going to cover this in our course? So let's have a quick overview of what we are going to cover in this course. This course is going to have span of for 35 hours, which is 7 weeks. And let's quickly look at the content of it. So we have segregated the whole course into 5 areas. One is the coding fundamentals. We are going to cover TypeScript, by the way. So this coding fundamentals is programming language agnostic. So these are something where you will learn the basics of coding, how to print something, how to declare a variable, all those things. And that will span for 5 hours, which means 5 days. And the next is TypeScript for testers. We'll dig a little deeper on TypeScript OOPS concepts and how do you write your methods and other things. And the third and fourth week, we are going to cover the actual Playwright tool from the setup till the advanced concepts and whatever features we have talked about in the previous slide. All of those we are going to learn. What is form structure? How do you use test data? A lot of things. In the next slides, I'm going to show you all that. And this will cover for 10 days, which means 2 weeks. And then we are going to train you for a week on building a framework. By the way, we are going to cover only one framework, and understanding all that in detail will definitely take a week. And at the end, we are going to cover one assessment where we are going to give you a session, give you a practical application where you're going to build a framework from scratch and then write your own automation scripts and run them. So in the whole, we are going to cover from the basics of programming language, and we will traverse you till you build a framework. All right. Any questions? Before we jump on to the next slides, I'm happy to answer if you have any questions.
Hi, Raghav. So
Yeah,
we have
Alex.
only 30 hours. Yeah, 30 hours mentioned in this slide. So still, is there anything left in this?
30.
You mentioned 35 hours.
Okay, you mean to say the count is totaling only to 30?
Yeah.
Okay, so the last week we are going to dedicate only where you practice and ask questions. We fix your problems on how you are able to. We will assist you on whatever clarifications you have and help you build that real world application, and you can just optimize your own framework. So last 5 hours are dedicated only for practice, where I will be available at the same time helping you fix everything.
Okay. Okay. So will it include like any integration with CI/CD like that, or
Yes,
that also? Yeah. Okay.
yes. So we'll go to the next slide where I'll be able to show you all that. What all we
Yeah.
are going.
Okay.
All right. Now coming to, we have just taken the overview of what we are going to cover. Now here is a detailed explanation of what concepts are we going to learn in each area. So the code fundamentals, we are going to spend 1 week on this. Setup, variables, control flows. It could be conditional statements, lot of string operations, lot of conditional statements, loops, how you declare a function, how do you reuse it. All those things we are going to cover. And the next one is we are going to cover arrays, OOPS concepts, imports, exports, and error handling. So these first 2 weeks are going to be very, very crucial. If we are able to manage learning these two areas, the next sections will be very, very easy for you guys. See, this is a mix of audience where there could be few people who are very, very beginners to programming. There could be few people who just have an overview, practice sometime in college, and then left it there. There could be few people who are actively using it. So considering everyone, we have to spend these 2 weeks to make sure everyone is having a level play field to run the next 4 weeks. So that is the major goal of having these concepts. Now, we are going to cover how to work on browsers, how to automate APIs, and there are a lot of many different ways you can identify a web element. So we are going to teach you all of those, and then we are going to work on assertions, which is going to be very important to determine if your test case is a pass or fail, the right way of uh, sending the messages, alerts, loggings, everything. All those things will be covered in Playwright section. And in the framework building, this is going to be a skeleton of your automation framework. The moment you are able to master this section, you will definitely rise just from a tester or a lead to an architect or a senior architect or a principal architect level. So this is going to be very, very crucial if you have to grow in your career. So you need to understand what a framework needs to make it very stable. There could be some customers who are implementing just for 100 automation scripts. There could be few people who are implementing for 1,000 scripts. How are we going to handle all that? So this is the framework is where it plays an important role. So this is page object model, how you're going to segregate all your test cases, methods, reusable components. Everything will come into picture here. Where are you going to save your evidence? Where are you going to save your logs? How are you going to share your reports to the customer or stakeholders? Everything is determined in this framework and this POM model. TDM, test data management. How are you going to pass your test data? Do you have to change test data every time you run the test scripts? If yes, what is the best method? Do you want to run your scenario with multiple test data sets? The same scenario? This is going to determine that. The next one is logs. You're running hundreds of thousands of scripts. Imagine something has failed for some reason and you don't know. How do you debug? Logs are going to be very, very important for any framework. And the next one is reports. How much ever a test automation runs, your stakeholder who's a business guy who is interested only in these reports. So how beautifully can you share your reports to them seamlessly before they ask? It should be in their inbox. It should be just one click away for the customer. This is going to help. How easily are they able to understand? Are you going to use allure reports, extend reports? Everything is going to determine it. So I'm sure any test automation framework will not run just only on one environment. So any IT environment is going to have your QA, your staging, your pre-prod, your UAT, and there are a lot of customers who implement environments like G1, G2, G3, G4. They're having 5-6 environments, dedicated environment just for security testing, dedicated environment just for load testing. But before you deploy, you should know as an automation tester, how quickly can I just run my automation suite there, regression suite there. So how does your framework handle multiple environments with just minor changes? That's it. So all those we are going to learn in this framework building. And you're not the only person who is going to work in your test automation team. There could be a lot of other peoples. So how do you collaborate? So I'm sure you guys know GitHub. So how do you manage all your scripts, putting it as a single repository and enabling all the scripts built by every individual is running? So Git is going to help there, and you guys are going to learn all the GitHub actions which are basically required for a QA automation tester, and that will help you work in any project, in any company. It's just the slight change in how each tool works, but as such Git is the same concept. All right, and any company who wants to optimize their deployments are going to use Jenkins. Sorry, CI/CD. And we are going to cover Jenkins as part of our training, where you guys will know at a high level on how your scripts will get integrated with the pipeline and then immediately run after your deployment, after the dev completes their deployment. So these are the topics which we are going to cover at a high level. And the last one is going to be very important. How much ever I talk in the sessions, it's not going to stay in your mind for long. 1 month, 2 months, it's gone. So that is the reason we have come up with this real world application. We are going to give you some criteria which will say that you have to develop a framework satisfying these XYZ criteria, and you have to build these 4 automation scenarios on this particular tool, on this particular application, or any application of your choice. Could be Make My Trip, could be Zomato, could be Swiggy, or could be Amazon, or could be any other tool. We will give you few scenarios where you have to build that, and I'll be more than happy to help you out in building that. So this is what we are going to cover. So I'll pause here for a moment and open for questions if you have anything here. Please feel free to ask any questions. The more we worry when there are no questions. If there are questions, it is always good. Questions?
I got one question. So when we learn this TypeScript with Playwright, we can also use the same thing for Playwright with Java and C# other things.
Yeah. So the concepts will be same, but the syntax will definitely vary. So that will you have to spend a little more time on understanding that syntax of that programming language and then start building. So as such, whatever programming languages Playwright is compatible with, you can use any of those.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. We should have any basic understanding of JavaScript or any script or like before starting.
Not required. So we are starting from very fundamentals. So if you have it, well and good, you can pick up faster. If you don't, no worries, we are going to cover up for you.
Yeah, okay.
Happy to take any more questions if there are.
Around the reports, right? So are we
Yeah.
going to use only the dot line HTML, those kind of reports, or there are something else you're gonna show?
We are going to go with the default reports only, Allure reports. But if time permits, I can show you some other samples also.
All right. And they are the inbuilt ones, or do we need to install any extensions or?
So that's what I'm saying. So if time permits, I can give you one or more samples of how you can add any extended extension reports as an add-in. Depends on the whole team how we are going to pick up.
Yep. Thank you.
Great. Any more questions, guys?
And one more, sorry. You said that you will build a framework with POM, TDM, right? And then later, are you going to help us with another project, which would be our choice? Like it could be any. So,
So, hmm. So this is going to be our 6th week.
yeah.
So if people are able to finish it off and then start one more, happy to assist, because the last 1 week is all about assisting you guys and making sure you're successfully building the framework. So there could be few people who are stuck and or moving slow. So for them, maybe the whole 2 weeks will go in the same thing. But if you are picking up fast, maybe let's do it. Let's do two. Nothing. So we'll do that.
Yeah, by looks of it, it seems like it is going to cover two, because one is under framework building POM and another one with the real world application. I don't know how much they differ, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So this one is what I am going to show you while teaching. And yeah, so the real world application is where you guys are going to start building
Right.
one.
So real world means, for the previous things, you are going to use some demo applications, and real world
Correct.
is like the actual application. All right. Sorry, I
Absolutely.
get it wrong.
So this is where you're going to build everything on your own. So if you are going to use the same POM structure, which is fine, but your scenarios, I'll add few more tweaks so that you go run, try to understand how it is working, test it, improve your framework. Those things will happen here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dipsy. Anyone, please feel free to ask. We have good amount of participants. All right, let's go to the next slide then. So there could be a lot of questions. Why Playwright? Why not Selenium, which is already established? Let's have a quick look for that. So anyone knows when Selenium has started? Okay, so it started around 2004 or something, and it has gained huge momentum by the time it was 2009-10. So it took almost 6 years for Selenium to fly and get the demand in the market. And the adoption was too fast. That time, UTP, the now UFT, was the king. And over a period of time, by 2013, I have seen banking sector implementing Selenium with 20-30 member automation testing team, moving away from QTP. So imagine how much of momentum it has got. So open source is always going to flourish. Yes, there are few things which customers won't like because of some reason, and they want, few customers always go for a licensed version because they have some criteria. So what criteria is there where we are going to say that Playwright is going to be a killer down the line? As I told you, Playwright just started 4 years back, and I have two customers who are already switching from UFT and Selenium to Playwright. So this is going to be a key. But what are the factors which is going to give Playwright that launchpad? How easily are we going to set up and maintain? That takes a lot of things. And Playwright comes with Trace Viewer, which can help you while debugging tests. which does not come by default with Selenium. And the other advantage is this is built on Node.js, and you don't have too many bindings, too many driver setups to do. Just Node.js and any other binding programming language, and Playwright is done. And the biggest advantage right now Selenium has is its huge community support, and there is a commercial support aspect also. But when I started Playwright 2.5 years back, there was not much support available in the community, but now it has very good community support where majority of your questions you will face when you automate will be answered. So that is granted. The other advantage it has is, for Selenium you have to capture a lot of evidences as an add-in. You need to write separate methods and other things. But Playwright comes everything by default. So that is the advantage of Playwright. So this is something you can refer, which will say that, okay, Playwright is going to definitely have its own market share. And there were a lot of automation tools which have come, like Cypress, which had too many limitations. That is the reason it did not pick up in the market. But Playwright is going to be a very good competitor for Selenium. And that is where getting into Playwright in the initial stages, and when it grows huge demand, you will always have your own edge that you are already experienced in Playwright. So that is one good advantage you will have. And you might ask, can I switch from Playwright to Selenium later on, or Selenium to Playwright? It's always possible. It's all open source, and even if it is licensed, you can anyways learn. That is a quick comparison of what is Playwright versus Selenium. I'll pause here for a minute if you have any questions.
Raghav?
Yep.
Will there be any scope for integrating the AI in this Playwright, like
Playwright
in the?
already is compatible with integrating with AI, but we are not covering it in this session, in this training program.
Okay, okay. Integrated in the sense in the place of managing test data or locators identifying, or in which part?
No, so we are not going to cover that in this training program. But if there is any chance, I'll try to cover it in the last week.
Oh, okay. But there is already integrated.
It's not
Okay.
integrated, but you can integrate. It is open for integration.
Oh, okay.
Biggest area where AI can be used for test automation is with test data generation and fixing the frequently changing locators. That concept of Selenium, where it will identify the recently changed locators and run the script without failing. So those two areas are very, very important. Yeah, if time permits, we will cover. I will not be able to commit
Okay.
Alex on it, but I've made a note of it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
So which AI tool we are integrating with Playwright? Hello.
Hello. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Give me a moment. Hello. Are you able to hear me, Harshad?
Yes,
Uh,
Raghav, yes.
yeah. So Playwright is capable of integrating with LLMs like ChatGPT,
Okay.
but we will cover only the one which are open source. So if time permits, we will definitely cover that.
Yeah, sure.
The ChatGPT.
Yeah, hi Raghav. It will support Chrome or only it will support Chromium? Chromium is like it is also from Google only, right?
Correct. So Playwright default runs on Chromium,
Mm-hmm.
which is as good as running on Chrome. It does not
So
carry
only in
any.
Chrome we can't run, or like how it would be like, or we need to
Yeah,
use
it runs
like
only
by
on
default.
Chromium. Yeah. So I've never got a need of.
If it is supporting Chromium, like it will support Edge and Opera as well, right?
It will support Edge, Firefox, and WebKit. I've never tried using it on Opera.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any questions, guys? Any more questions? Please feel free to ask. Right. Let's move on to the next slide. So this is the next slides are just to give you an overview of how the market is growing. If you look at the Playwright automation, just in Hyderabad location, these are the openings you have right now. Of course, Selenium is the king. You can see 14,000 openings, which are just work from office. But yes, this is also gaining demand. And one more on the Glassdoor. So the demand is increasing. Additionally, there are few points for us to remember to make sure you are successful in this training session. One, follow the sessions every day, and if you are a working professional and not able to attend at this time, please take a look at the recordings and follow those concepts. That is very, very important. And just looking at the sessions is not going to help. It is going to stay with you only if you have spent some time to practice it, practice the concepts which are covered on that particular day. So this is going to be very, very key. You have to dedicate a little more time after your sessions every day. Only then you will be successful. And for every topic we are going to cover, you will have some exercises shared, and that will definitely help you increasing the grip on that topic. The understanding the depth of the topic you will stay with you. And the killer is going to be always ask questions. Please don't hesitate. If it is going to be very basic or a repeated question, I will still take, but maybe one-on-one, not during that 1 hour, because it is going to take everyone's time. So any question which is helpful for everyone, feel free. And if it is going to be only repeated question, we can spend some more time, but not during the dedicated hour for the training. So yeah, so this is what I have to cover. Any questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah, we have a few more minutes and we can cover anything. Any questions? Do you have any questions around what is the timing going to be, or what is the fee structure? Any questions on those, or are you guys already clear with that? Okay, I'll take it as no questions. Maybe you have the details. Levina, you wanted to ask something?
Yeah, it would be good if you could, say that again, the fees and everything.
Yeah, the fees is going to be 6,999 rupees Indian currency, and this is for the whole 7 weeks. And I think whoever is interested, the in the WhatsApp group you have the administrator who's from the training institute who will be able to help you, and the timings are going to be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day. 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every day from Monday to Friday. So the sessions will start from tomorrow, and from there you can have 35 sessions, and there could be some public holidays like festivals or the constitutional holidays we are going to have down the line. All those holidays will be shared in advance, and I also might have some personal time where I have to attend few things, and those my planned holiday leaves will also be shared with you in advance, so that you can plan your day accordingly.
So what about recordings, session recordings?
Yeah, the session recordings will be shared. So the administrator will make sure that you have access to all the recordings for the training. All the 35 sessions you'll have the access.
So will we have access for those recording even after the full classes end,
Yes,
like after the
you
7
will.
weeks? Okay.
Yeah, you will.
And is it possible to start the classes from Monday?
Depending on how many people are opting for Monday, we can plan it accordingly. Anyone, yeah, the admin will be available. If you're not able to take a decision right away, you can just keep the admin posted, so that we can definitely work to plan like that, to plan considering everyone's availability and choice. Okay, if there are no further questions, I'm good to wrap up. But yeah, we have 5 more minutes before we wind up. Please feel free to ask. Asking questions is always helpful, and yeah, very straightforward.
Yeah, Raga, one question. So you mentioned like you are hiring currently with the Playwright with Salesforce experience. So is it
Yes,
where is the location you are looking?
we are looking for Hyderabad location.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you.
So just quick question, Raghav.
Yeah.
Why TypeScript? Why not Java or JavaScript?
See, Playwright comes with more compatibility with TypeScript and JavaScript, because the whole world is running predominantly on Java and Python. They have that capability also added to Playwright. And one good advantage you are going to have if you learn TypeScript is The moment you learn TypeScript, by default you have learned JavaScript. There is a very, very slightest difference in how you write a programming language. And the moment you learn TypeScript and JavaScript, you can become a backend developer also using Node.js. So you'll basically have an understanding of a full stack. So there is a great advantage in learning TypeScript and JavaScript.
Okay.
So that is the
Thank you.
reason I'm picking TypeScript and JavaScript.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Right?
Like only we have only one free session, right? Or like, do we have any other session as well?
Yeah, we'll continue the free sessions for another two days, where we are going to do the setup and small basic programming concepts. We are going to cover those two.
And daily it will be like 8 to 9, or sometimes it will extend because we used to have calls in this time. That's why I'm asking.
We'll try to have it 8 to 9 because I have a lot of other things happening after 9 o'clock. So
Yeah,
that is the
even
sweet
we used to
spot I
have
have.
calls actually. That's what.
Oh, you mean to
Sharp
say
9
you have
o'clock we used
calls
to
at
have.
8 to 9
No,
sharp?
night. No, night. It will start from 9 actually.
Okay. So mostly we will have it between 8 to 9 only because this is my sweetest spot I can dedicate for the training.
Okay.
And yeah, if I will cover my concepts which are scheduled and planned for the day between that 1 hour. If there could be some people who want to continue for 5-10 minutes more to ask some questions, that we will continue, but within 1 hour I'm going to plan everything.
Okay, it helps. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We are dot on the time. Any questions, guys? Otherwise, we'll wind up. Thank you so much for joining this demo session. We'll catch up tomorrow again to start the training, and wish you all the very best. Whoever is able to participate and join this journey.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Raj, I've
Thank you.
noted your point. We'll cover some complex things. Thank you.